Welcome back to another Aegisub tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you a complete start-to-finish workflow for creating a karaoke sing-along video with music and a background and lyrics that light up as you are supposed to sing them. And the nice thing about this is we're using 100% free and open source software start to finish to make this. No need to pay for any software doing this type of work. So, to show you what I did, I actually recorded on my acoustic guitar just the audio that I'm going to be playing without the vocals. So here it is in Audacity, which is what I used to record it. So this is just the guitar version without any lyrics at all, okay? So I have this file, and it's saved right here. And I also have another version with vocals. And so I played it back and just sang vocals.
Ricky was a young boy.
And I'm a terrible singer, but at least we'll use it to get our timing right. So the first thing we need to do is actually load that audio file with the lyrics into Aegisub. So to do that, we go Audio and Open Audio File. And then it's this one here with vocals. So we see the waveform here. We can toggle the view of it, but I prefer this view better to see what's going on. And then we also need the lyrics for this. So for the lyrics, I just did a Google search, and I found all the lyrics right here. It's 18 in Life by Skid Row is the acoustic cover that I was doing. So I'm just going to highlight the lyrics, and I think I only did on this one, well, I did a little ways down here. We'll do the first two verses. So we'll copy, right-click, copy, and then we come down here, right-click, and go paste lines. And so now we have the audio, and we have the actual lyrics, and they're broken out into lines, which is really nice. They wouldn't have to be broken into lines because we can manually break them and come and copy parts of it and create separate lines. And we may end up doing that anyway. So now we can play the audio and listen to it. Nothing is timed yet. It's 0-0 over here. And again, this is a later version of this tutorial series. If you're kind of hazy or if I'm rushing over some of this stuff, you may want to go back and check out some of the earlier tutorials to get more familiar with how these controls work, because I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time teaching them, but it should be a good refresher anyway. So up here, what I have selected right now in this green area is what will play if I hit this playhead in the red brackets.
Ricky was a young boy.
So I can see that boy ends about right there. So I'm going to right click with my mouse to end that there. And I'm going to I'll start right where it's the waveform kind of starts. And once that's selected, and this text says Ricky was a young boy, so I'm going to click this checkbox to commit that, and now that is timed. So 38 to 0.38 seconds to 3 seconds, 3.4 seconds will display Ricky was a young boy. Now it's not being displayed anywhere yet, so for the time being I can just open up a dummy video. So I'll click on Video and go Use Dummy Video, and I want it to be 1920 by 1080 because I actually do have a good video in the background that I'm going to be using. Ooh, in fact, I should get the frame rate. So the video I'm going to use is actually this one I got from Pixabay. It looks like this. It's just going to have some background particles kind of flying around, and I'll just have this playing just to kind of give it a little bit more, something going on in the background of the lyrics. And this is by Milan Wolf. Uploaded this. Really awesome. They allowed us to use it for free for commercial use, no attribution required, so really appreciate this user sharing this video so that we could use it. I just downloaded it here, but I wanted to check and see. So it is 1920 by 1080, and I don't know the frame rate, so I better check on that because that could mess up our timing. So I'll go to not videos, music, and I'll just play the video right here real quick, and in VLC player, and I'll go to Tools, Codec Information, and I will check. So this is 25 frames per second, 1920 by 1080. Perfect. So when we do our video, our dummy video here, I'm just going to go Use Dummy Video, and I'm going to go frame rate is 25 frames per second. And the duration is it's only going to be about 27 minutes. That's fine. Now we'll click OK. I want to get the frames right because it can mess up the timing if I use a different video later. I could just load the video in now, but I'm going to end up having to loop that video over and over again, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Okay, anyway, moving on. So we have this this first line timed. We can see the text is down there really tiny, so I'm going to edit it and just make it a little bit larger. We'll do 100 size font. We'll put it in the center and hit apply. So now we see the text there, and that first line is timed. The second line is not yet timed, So I'm going to shrink this video down a little bit, and we'll play the second line, which should be, why didn't that go? So when we did the commit on this, now it jumps to the next one. Perfect. So I'll play and listen. He had a heart of stone. We'll come over here, make sure that's right.
He had a heart of stone.
Perfect. So I'll commit that one, move on to the next one. So I'll play this and make sure it matches the words that are down here.
Live 9 to 5 and
Let's come to here. Actually, I think it's, well, maybe it's there.
live 9 to 5 and he worked his
Fingers to the bone. Maybe it's to there.
live 9 to 5 and he worked his fingers to the
Oh wow, it's even a little bit further than that. So we can slide along by using the slider at the bottom. So bone is probably right there. So we'll commit those changes. So now we just have a couple here. We can click on the line, it'll show us what's being said in the video, how it's looking on the video, and we can see what, when we click on it here, it shows us that portion. So before we can get into any karaoke, like timing and making the words light up one by one, we have to go through and time all of this. So I'm going to quickly speed up the video and do all that, and then we'll go back and do the karaoke timing. Okay, so I think I've got this here. I'll just play through really quick here. We'll speed it up a little bit and make sure I have all the lyrics correct. So we've got these lines here, but you notice it's just showing what's going to be said. It's not actually following along. So now that everything's timed, I'm going to go in and time each word individually using the karaoke mode of Aegisub. So to do that, if you've checked out my other tutorial, you know we come over here, we hover over toggle karaoke mode, and then while whatever line we're clicked on, when we go into karaoke mode, it'll show a breakdown of those words. So Ricky was a young boy. It takes whatever words are written down here, and it shows the division with this blue line. Wherever a blue line is where a yellow dotted line will appear. And so we can do it a couple different ways. We can have, if we just hit commit now, it'll actually light up the first word, and then progress as it gets to that word according to wherever these dotted lines are. So we'll hit play.
Ricky was a young boy.
So that was a little bit off, and so what we need to do is actually slide this a little bit more this way. And I kind of like to look at the playhead over here. So as the playhead progresses across these words, we'll see if that works.
Ricky was a young boy.
So boy needs to be a little bit more over here. That should be good. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna shrink down this video here. So I'm gonna go through now and I'm gonna time them all. And I don't think I'm gonna do. I could go through and break up each word individually, but I think I'm just gonna do one word at a time. Well, no, I'll do each one individually. So we come in here and we'll just break up all of these, each individually. And just show you what that effect looks like. So once those are all broken up, we hit commit splits. And now we see, just make sure we have every word timed appropriately before we split them up, because it's really hard to change once they're split. But now we'll play this and see what it looks like.
Ricky was a young boy.
That's pretty good. So then we'll just go on to the next one. We click the next one here, and it's not gonna, if we hit play, it's not gonna light up yet,
He had a heart of stone.
because there's no commits made. We need to check this box first, but before we check it, we want to make sure the playhead hits the beginning of every one of these letters when it gets to that part of the song. So I'll play here and watch real quick.
He had a heart of stone.
So stone and of need to be back earlier here, maybe right there.
He had a heart of stone.
That's pretty good. So now I think that's good. So we'll hit commit, and then we can watch word by word.
He had a heart of stone.
That's pretty good. So I'm going to break up every letter of this one now. So we'll break the whole thing and just make it follow along. And again, we can change. Sometimes you'll have, the reason it's nice to break up in karaoke is sometimes you'll have a really long, drawn-out word that you sing the first part of it very slowly and the second part quickly, so you can, adjust it accordingly. Let's commit those changes and see how it looks.
He had a heart of stone.
And then, so I'm just going to go through and speed up the video and do this everything, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. And if ever you get to a word like this that you want to, that you've found you've maybe done too much, like this bone, I didn't like the way it rolled out at the end, you can always change that. So we go to the end of this one, and we can actually uncheck those blue ones and make this word all appear as one. So we can do that as well if we want it to just come out. So we'll hit commit, and now this will play separately.
Lived 9 to 5 and he worked his fingers to the bone.
So the whole word just lights up. So I kind of like that better in this case. All right, I'm going to keep on keeping on. Okay, it's a good idea at this point. I just realized I've gone through and I've only done, 6 lines. And I just thought, you know, I should probably save this, which I'm right. So let's click on File, and we go Save Subtitles. So I'm going to go right in here, and I actually have an older one that I was doing. I'll just write over this. And so it's the .ass file. It's the good file extension to preserve our styling and everything, which I haven't made changes to the styling much yet, except I put it in the center and increased the size. But at least now if this crashes, I'll be able to reload and won't lose my work. Okay, I'm going to keep continuing on for the rest of the song. These first 6 lines, I've just been following along. See this?
Like a switchblade,
so it kind of rolls. It just rolls nice and smooth. But for the rest of it, I'm just going to do one word at a time. Okay, well, I just finished the last line that I'm going to do, so I'm just doing one verse, one chorus. The first ones you can see, I split up every single letter so it rolled along, and then in the chorus, I just did it word for word. I broke up a few words separately. So I'll play the whole thing through and show you what it looks like so far, and I'll play it sped up a little bit. Well, that's as far as I have. So now, what I think I'm going to do is I'll go and save my file real quick. And let's just take a look at that file so you can see what's going on with it. So it is here under, 18 in life. Okay, so we right click and go to edit, and we can see what this looks like. So this has all the lines, all that timing, that same coding that it had in written here with the curly brackets and everything is preserved in this .ass file with all these lyrics and everything. So really cool. So now what I'm going to try and do is actually, let's bring in the video that I want to put this on, just so I can see how, so I can style the text. And then we'll actually permanently put it in the video using VLC. So I'm going to go close video. I close my dummy video, and I'm going to go to open video, and I'm going to choose the particles video that I had. This one here that I downloaded from Pixabay. And now let's see how this looks. So I'll play through a little bit and see with this background, see if I like it with the red and the white. And I'm not hearing the audio, so I think I need to reopen my audio file. So I'm going to open my audio without vocals this time, because I've already timed it, so I don't really need the vocals. So I'll open the one without the vocals, which is the same timing already. It's the exact same one I used to sing the vocals on. So everything should be timed up okay. So let's play and see. Cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. I could leave everything like that. If I wanted to change a little bit, I could. Maybe I'll change the color to blue. See how that looks. So after it gets to the part, it's a little bit too dark, isn't it? So let's change it to a lighter blue. Let's use maybe something like this. Yeah, that's kind of good. So we'll see what it looks like here. Cool. I kind of like the blue, only I'd like it to be a little bit more distinct. So maybe I'll put a little bit of a, maybe my outline, since it's a black background, maybe I'll make my outline also a lighter color. Like maybe a lighter blue like this. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's not good. So let's do a, what can we do? So can we make it white? If we make it white, it'll, yeah, let's try white there. A lot of this is just, I don't love that either. Well, maybe we'll make the outline, maybe let's make it like a yellowy peachy color. Oh boy. No, let's just keep it how it was. I'm gonna go back. I'll make the outline just, we'll just make it black. That was good how it was. Or maybe a grayish color. So you can kind of see the difference a little bit. Okay, cool. That's exactly how I'm going to keep it. So now with Aegisub, it does not. We can't actually render this out. Aegisub's not a video editor. It just helps us create our file, our subtitles file. So what I actually need to do is take and burn it onto this video. And this video right now is actually kind of a shorter video, but I think it'll be okay. So what I'm going to do, and I've done this in another video as well, we're going to go to VLC Media Player, and we're going to go to Media, and we're going to go we're going to go Stream, and I'll select the video that I want to use as my source video, which is this one that we have here in this Particles. And then we're going to use a subtitle file, and the subtitle file we're going to use is this one here, 18 in Life Subtitles. So I'll hit Stream, and then it's saying where do you what source are you using? We're using the Particles video as the source, but we're using that subtitles as the subtitles to merge onto it, to kind of burn permanently onto it. And then we'll go File, we'll go Add, and this is where the destination that we want it to be saved to. So I'll save it into music, and I'll call it 18 in Life W for with subs. So this will be with the subtitles, and it'll be a .mp4. I'll hit Save, and I'll go Next. And then I'll leave all this exactly. I'll click here and make sure that subtitles are checked, which they are. I'll hit Save, and I'll go Next, and then I'll just hit Stream. And that minimized it, but it's here playing. We see I'm not going to touch anything. I'll just let it keep. What it's doing is transcoding the video. It's playing that video that I selected for it, and it's putting the subtitles on top of it. Okay, that's done. So now I can close this, and I should be able to open up this, go here to music, which is where I put it, and we should be able to watch this with the subtitles. If everything worked correctly, they'll appear on there. Oh, they are. Oh, okay, but you know what I did? I messed up. So we have the background playing. We have it playing with the subtitles, but the problem is we don't have the audio. Okay, so what I'm going to want to do now, there's a couple different options. I could have put the audio to the background in the first place, which is probably what I want to do. So to do that, I can just go to open Kdenlive. Here's Kdenlive loading up right here. I'll size it so you can see what's happening in the window here. So with Kdenlive now, I can grab this video that I just made. Like I said, there's a couple different ways we can do this. But I can take this one with the subtitles, and then I can take the audio file with no vocals, and then I can put them together. So I'll drag this onto the video track, and I'll drag the audio to the audio track. Now we should be able to see what's going on here. So if we play this, awesome. And that's all because the video source file I had was only what 26 seconds long. So that's all of the video. But then to render it out, I just click render, and I choose MP4. I choose a place on my computer to render it to, and it'll just render this out. Take about a minute to render. Okay, so that's finished rendering now, so I'm just going to double click on this. We'll open it up and see what the final product looks like. Very cool. Awesome. I like it. So if I was doing this over again, what I probably would have done was brought in the video first, just the particles without the audio, looped it over and over again to be the length of the song, and then merged it with the song. And then as a final step, I would have, the very last thing would have been bringing it into VLC and then streaming it and putting the subtitles on as a last step. So this isn't actually a perfect final solution, but it kind of gets you the idea of how you would go about using Kdenlive to merge the video and audio together, how you use Aegisub to actually generate the subtitles and time them, and then how to use VLC Media Player to put the subtitles on the video that already has the audio with it. Kind of a long process, but lets you see the start to finish way, one way of doing it. There's lots of ways to actually accomplish this, but hopefully you found that informative. Go ahead and leave your questions or comments below and let me know, how you would improve this workflow. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.